Oh man, I wasn't paying attention. I could have interrupted that attack.
Coltaine just lying face down mutters, I hate magic.
Well, I know I couldn't.
A wounded hobgoblin steps forward and tries to strike Coltaine while he's prone, showing he's not too good to hit a man when he's down.
It's no worse than Winter kicking him in the balls.
I'd like to perform a disruptive strike on this dude's attack roll.
Alright, roll it. Actually, I'm saying roll it. I really don't know what this entails, so.
It's an interrupt. Thwart the enemy's attack with a timely thrust of your blade or a quick shot from your bow. Immediate interrupt. Yeah. And
What's the conditions for the interrupt?
an enemy attack. That's not written. Let me find
It
it.
should have some kind of trigger. Is it if the enemy is just attacked or if the enemy is hit by an attack?
If it's hit, he has to be hit.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure.
Trigger.
No,
you
no.
or an ally is attacked by a creature.
Okay.
There is a 3+ wisdom modifier penalty to that attack roll.
There's a what?
The
3+
attacking
wisdom
creature
modifier.
suffers,
In this case, 5.
yeah, a -5 penalty.
So as the hobgoblin raises his flail, grinning savagely at the prone Coltaine, Wintier pegs an arrow into his gut, and the hobgoblin drops his flail. Rhekd.
Can't do much at this point. How about this? Rhekd will cast an astral seal on the bloodied hobgoblin that's left.
I think this one gives him cover.
He's dazed. He gives him cover.
Why
Well, if
would
you
being
want-
dazed change that?
You could move
I don't know.
adjacent to him and he won't be able to take an opportunity attack against you and he won't be giving cover.
Yeah, sure. Why not? So I'll move there, and then I'll ping him. How about that, CJ?
The hobgoblin undazes and kills Rhekd.
I'll accept that as a okay. That's fine.
Yes.
So I roll a 28 versus reflex. So that hobgoblin on top there takes a -2 penalty to all defenses, and the next ally who hits him will gain 2 + 2 HP, which is kind of useless if it's whatchamacallit Wintier that hits him, but whatever.
Rhekd outlines the foe with the silver glow of the astral sea. Round 5. So we now have 2 hobgoblins down, 3 standing, but 1 is pretty badly wounded and presently dazed. On the Drogan side, 2 Drogans bloodied, 2 unscathed. Hobgoblin steps forward and takes a swing at the prone Coltaine and smacks him for 7 damage, slowing and marking him. Coltaine down to 15 out of 45. Wintier.
That's still marked as my quarry, right? That other one? Yeah. So I'll perform a twin strike, aiming at the bloodied hobgoblin. If it goes down, the second arrow would be aimed at the unbloodied hobgoblin. First attack against the dazed hobgoblin is a 14. Second attack is a 16.
Both arrows miss. Sorrow.
Sorrow will do a scorching burst on this, sparing Coltaine for once. It's gonna go 1. Alright, so I got combat advantage for the first one, right?
You do.
Alright, versus reflex, 30 for the first guy, 17 for the second guy, hit for 9 fire damage.
Sorrow's fire burns both hobgoblins. Both are now visibly wounded. One is pretty grievously wounded.
You gain 4 hit points. Actually, no, you heal 4 hit points.
So Sorrow back up to 23 out of 38 with 3 temporary hit points. Coltaine. Prone, slowed, marked, and bloodied.
Coltaine
Rocking it like a
stands
bot.
up with a groan and he looks at the dazed hobgoblin in front of him and says, Ha! You're nothing like the hobgoblins we've fought before. And in so doing, he inspires himself. healing a total of 15 hit points. Back up to 30 out of 45. After that, Coltaine attacks with his Viper Strike. But only roll a total of 19. That's with combat
Did you add the
advantage
+1?
and the bonus. Yes, and the +1. I rolled a 6.
Coltaine's halberd does not penetrate the scale armor.
It's actually a vicious short sword.
Oh, right, okay.
Coltaine sighs and says, "Well, maybe you fought better humans."
The warcaster raises his staff and then spits, "You two idiots, don't die!" before casting a spell. Coltaine feels a gust of wind rush by and shove him 3 squares 15 feet west, dealing 16 damage along the way.
These are some really weird spells this guy can cast.
Coltaine back down to 14 out of 45. In fact, Coltaine would be down right now if he hadn't healed himself. Hobgoblin recovers from his daze and takes a swing at Rhekd, but doesn't penetrate the dwarven chainmail. Rhekd is up.
Seriously? Wow. That's really lucky. Let me see here. Okay, in that case it's kind of pointless. I take a step back between Sorrow and Winter again. Then Rhekd will cast his Hymn of Resurgence. So it will hit both the hobgoblins, so we'll make him 1, 2. So, well, first one is the one up the north, and the other one is the northeast one.
And you're attacking bloodied targets, right? So this will stun you?
It won't actually, because this is a non-damaging effect. The pacifism here would require me to actually deal damage to the creature in order for me to be stunned. This attack
Gotcha.
only gives the target a -2 penalty to all defense, and my allies within the burst 5, so it includes everyone, may choose to gain 5 temporary hit points or make a saving throw. So in this case, I guess everyone would prefer to have a temporary hit points. So on the first target, I hit a 23 versus Fortitude. On the second one is a 12 versus Fortitude.
Did he hit any of them?
Rhekd mutters a prayer that leaves one of the hobgoblins lying prone on the ground with crippling arthritis.
No, he's not on the ground. It's if someone hits him, then he goes prone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's a nice ability, because if you do hit him, then he goes down, and then he's gonna be, you know, easier target for everyone else, and everyone else gains 5 temporary hit points. Oh wait, you all did. Good.
Alright, round 6. One of the hobgoblins steps forward and takes a swing at Winter, and flails the elf for 9 damage, slowing and marking him. Winter down to 31 out of 35. No more temporary hit points.
I thought we'd killed the hobgoblin that had the initiative that was lower than mine. Higher than mine.
Nope.
It's because you changed quarries.
CJ's cheating.
I don't think he is.
As the hobgoblin strikes the elf, he says, "I'll bash up that pretty face of yours good." Winter's up.
Winter replies, "I've only got a charisma of 8. Winter doesn't feel like changing his weapons, so he'll provoke an attack of opportunity when he does a twin strike on the hobgoblin right in front of him."
In the face.
Is that one your quarry?
Yes.
You should do the thingy.
I have to remark him. Huh.
So
Well, I'll
he's never
mark it as my
marked.
quarry. Anyway, twin strike.
As Winter draws, or strings his bow, the hobgoblin bashes him for 8 damage, taking him down to 23-ish. 23 out of 35.
23. Okay, the first one is 17. Second one's 11. No dice.
No dice. Sorrow.
You know, when I hit Coltaine usually rolls and, you know, hits someone else. Now I'm thinking I should hit, you know, Winter. Maybe he'll get some damage going on. Oh no, Scorching Burst on the Sentinel of the Dead Hobgoblin. Well, I want to burn him more, just cause I can. The first target would be the one to
Leave
his left.
no evidence.
Exactly.
So wait, what was it? 2?
15 versus reflex, 24 versus reflex, and 12 fire damage. That's max damage.
This defense penalty is still in effect, right? And it applies
Yup.
to all defenses?
All defenses.
Fantastic.
I love buffing and debuffing. Don't you guys love
One
buffing
hobgoblin
and
is incinerated, while the other is left grievously wounded, and is no longer benefiting from the phalanx formation.
It's killable now.
Coltaine, 14, or a virtual 19 out of 45 hit points.
Coltaine is wearing Calarel's horned helm. He gets the hobgoblin soldier in his sights, and he charges.
He charges slowly.
I believe the helm gives you an extra 1d6 damage on the attack.
Okay, so it's... Right, so I get +1 from Rhekd's Bless, +1 from charging, and then 1d6 bonus damage. Alright. It's only 20 for 12 damage.
Coltaine charges forward, his short sword held in front of him, and he stabs it through the hobgoblin's chest, felling him. All 4 soldiers are down, only the warcaster is left.
Here's a question. When you attack as part of a charge, is that like a standard and a move combined?
I don't think so.
So that means I could still move, right? Does that mean I could charge twice?
I have the page memorized. Well, no. You'd have to have 2 standard actions. I mean, yeah, you can charge twice if you have an action
Oh, right,
point,
right, okay, so the
yes?
charge is a standard action, and I could still move then.
Let's see. Charge, standard action, move and attack, move your speed, movement requirements. Yeah, you can still move.
Okay. In that case, Coltaine advances on the Warcaster, puts a smirk on his face, inspires himself while talking down to it, and says, "Your minions are dead. Surrender or die." And he heals 14 hit points.
The hobgoblin sneers, raises his quarterstaff, which becomes charged with electrical energy, and says, "What do you have to say about this?" and slams it down on Coltaine's small shield. Nothing happens, and after a pause, the warcaster says, "Okay, I surrender." And we'll end the session there.
Seriously? Just for that, I would, like, cut his throat.
Yeah, we kind of want to ask him questions.
Yeah, that was great.
Nobody died! Salutations all around.
Good battle, guys.
I really miss Wreckage though, like having a designated tank other than Coltaine, like it really helps us out. Like being able to hold the doorway. Yeah, but I mean like being able to hold the doorway with Wreckage was so much easier. Instead of having like everyone just backing away from the door.
Oh,
Well, that's the thing. The current party composition is 2 leaders, a controller, and a striker. So yeah, you are missing that pretty key defender role. But with the 2 leaders, you've got enough healing to pass around that you can get other people doing the tanking.
Yeah, hopefully it all works out.
How does Coltaine feel being the newly designated tank?
Meat shield.
Considering it means he keeps getting a face full of fire, he misses Wreckage too.
Oh, how many turns was that, CJ?
6 rounds.
It's a very efficient battle, surprisingly,
So,
because
down
I figured
13 hours.
with less DPS.
Speaking of fire, how's the room doing?
Well, the room itself is not going to burn because it's all stone. It's just the things within the room, the wooden
Right.
objects.
But smoke, you know, that dust.
Yeah,
smooth
there's
thing.
quite a bit of smoke. In fact, the halfling is basically cowering in the corner and he's coughing and wheezing.
But because he's so short, the smoke is on the top of the bit, right?
Yeah, he seems like a bit of a drama queen.
Diddly-dee.
So what's the plan for
the
next session?
The warcaster got a -2.
Kill the halfling!
I was gonna say, knock out the Warcaster, knock out the Halfling, throw them into a pile of burning furniture, and leave.
Uh,
I don't think that's very... yeah.
Why would you do that when you now have 2 perfectly good slaves to sell? You can get at least 10 gold for the halfling.
That's 20 gold.
I can buy myself
Slaves are
100
dirt
feet
cheap.
of.
You should just buy yourself 100 slaves to serve as meat shields.
That's
Yeah, but then we wouldn't get XP.
It's true. Okay, so buy them one at a time. This way it's only divided 5 ways, and then when he dies, you can get another one.
Alright, so I think the plan would be take the war chief outside, take the halfling outside, maybe somebody does a quick once over in the room to see if there's anything worth looking at. I don't know, on the desk or in some corner we haven't seen. Actually, maybe.
I think anything that was on the desk that might have been useful in terms of paper is probably burned.
Oh, the
Well,
desk
there's still
isn't
the
on
other
fire.
desk.
But yeah, definitely take a look. Question the war chief, dude.
Well, we're questioning them, I think, in the corridor, or if the smoke is filling the corridor, we'll
Corridor.
move
Close one of the doors.
in which move in whichever direction the smoke is not going, just a bit, and question them there.
Leave a sign on the door that's not knocked off. It says, "Nothing happened here. All hobgoblins, normal."
So, did you guys ever stop to consider that maybe this is part of the town, and you just killed some villagers?
Well, they're slavers anyway, so.
More importantly, they're hobgoblins.
So
Everyone
that
knows-
means it's perfectly legal to kill them when slavery may be perfectly legal here.
Slavery
have
is
swords.
not perfectly legal in our heart.
Okay, look at it this way. If we have to slaughter an entire village, we get a lot more experience.
And they were pretty aggressive when Nick
Knock down their door.
Well, we could hear them getting ready to fight, so it's like they started it. Clearly.
He said, the dude said, "Get ready, then answer the door."
They were moving tables around. Oh, they were moving tables around.
No, they're just getting up from the table.
Well, they're hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are like...
I think if anybody's read the Order of the Stick, they know that hobgoblins are actually just pretty friendly, and they're just always getting slaughtered by adventurers. In any case.
Well, they can't be that friendly if they are slavers.
Hey, slaving might
Everybody's
be a
gotta feed
perfectly
their
legitimate business. It obviously doesn't pay very well.
That's true, eh?
Sure, not as well as breaking into people's homes and killing them.
Taking their stuff.
So Coltaine's gonna be looking next time they pass by a vendor of magical goods for some kind of fire resistance items.
Do you know of any from the books?
I'd have to check. Not offhand.
Well then, offhand, he won't find any.
Man, can't I like skin a tiefling or something?
I know where you can find one of those. I was actually going to use an encounter thing on the warcaster. But he surrendered.
It still counts as beating him, and it was funny. And John, all he did was fire, 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 fire.
And he didn't fall asleep.
Well, it's pretty exciting. He's like, burn, 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 my allies, burn!
I gotta say that every time I rolled high against Coltaine, it just made my night. I don't know, it's a weird.
Yeah, I thought that was actually kind of amazing. I was like, okay, I'm number 4. I'm number what? The highest number? Just for me?
It's not.
You shouldn't have.
It's not the fact that I hit him. I assumed I'd hit him. It's the fact that the highest number is on his character.
Good times.
Alright, next time on Dungeons and Drogans, the Drogans will question their new slaves and hopefully
You know,
find a
St.
lead. Visit the blog at dnd-d.com for exclusive DM commentary on tonight's session, as well as to see a picture of the battlefield.